You know, there is no past and there's no future. Time is a very misleading thing.
Hello! I am back with another Draw With Me. This time I'm filling a sketchbook page based on things I've wanted to draw recently. Such as mushrooms and I guess a cottagecore kind of character. I've been meaning to draw in my sketchbook more, but I have been struggling for ideas of it, so I've been scrolling Pinterest a lot. In doing so, I found quite a few mushroom related drawings, so it inspired me to create my own, including a new OC. So this is just a mini spread based on the kind of vibes that I think she gives off. She's supposed to be kind of like an anthropomorphic deer that lives in the forests among others of her kind. I really liked the idea of giving her real hooves, but putting leg warmers over them to incorporate a sense of human-like fashion styles. I feel like the main inspiration probably came from Mr. Tumnus from the Chronicles of Narnia. I imagine these two would be of the same kind. Seeing as I was drawing so many mushrooms, I kind of wanted the character lore to be that that was like her special interest, if you will. Hence why she is wearing a mushroom hat. I feel like she loves exploring the woods and finding new species of mushrooms, and then at the end of the day, she probably journals it all. I think that would be really sweet. Although, one thing I noticed in post-production was that I originally drew glasses on her face, which by the way she does canonically have, but for some strange reason I just forgot to render them. So the final drawing doesn't have glasses, but I think I should add them later because they are quite a vital part of the character. I'll go back and add them later. I need to stop the habit of drawing too fast as well and just take more time, because otherwise things just come out looking a bit rushed despite it being my normal drawing pace. But it might also be because I have quite unsteady hands. You probably can't notice it on camera, but it just makes things a little harder to do neatly, I suppose. I thought it'd be cute if she had a little frog friend as well. We love frogs. I don't know a name for him yet though. Maybe you could suggest one in the comments. I've only recently gotten back into using Copic Markers after it's been ages. They've always been quite useful though. I love the way that they blend and how easy it is to make gradients with them. They're kind of like gouache but in a pen. Lately I've been trying to shade with more blues, pinks and purples, and it's been working kind of nicely. It makes the drawing feel less dull. Although, I think I overdo it sometimes, to the point where it's just unrealistic. I don't know, it's just a stylistic choice. As I've said before, I kind of get a bit carried away when it comes to shading. This definitely happened here, but I feel as though it was a bit more deliberate this time. I'm not really used to colouring without having done any line art, but over the years I've found that doing it this way instead makes the character feel a bit more 3D and less like a cartoon. As I'm experimenting with a semi-realistic style, I don't want to do too much line art, and if I do, it'll be in coloured pencil, but I may go back to it from time to time, who knows. I'm not gonna lie, I am scripting most of this. I'm not very good at talking spontaneously. So, how was your day? Whether it's morning, noon, or night, I hope you will have had a good day. Mine has just been filled with listening to music and editing. Yippee! What's everyone's favourite music at the moment? My friend recently recommended me two really cool bands that are quite unique. They're called Far Caspian and Slender Bodies. The music is quite chill and good vibes. A lot of it, I would say maybe it's quite folky music. To be honest, it's hard to put a genre on it, but I really like them. One of Far Caspian's songs is kind of like merging Radiohead and Nirvana in a blender. That's the only way to describe it. As for just general music that I'm drawn to, I'm more of a classic rock gal. I know it's a little mainstream, but I just find late 60s, 70s and 80s rock to be my safe place. But I do love lots of modern stuff right now as well. It's a shame you can't put those songs on videos on YouTube because of copyright, but at the same time I do heavily respect that rule, seeing as it does protect a lot of artists. It just limits creative freedom sometimes, especially when music is such a powerful tool in evoking emotions, and I'm getting carried away. If you're a fan of the Beatles, you'll notice I snuck a little George Harrison quote in the beginning of the video. I really like how he had such a philosophical perspective on life, and he had such wise words. He wasn't the most talkative Beatle, but when he did talk, his words have a lot of meaning. I can definitely relate to a lot of what he says. I think I did quite a good job of rendering the frog actually, if I do say so myself. It was drawn from reference, but I did change where the light source was. I know you wouldn't expect colours like pink and purple to be on a stereotypical green frog, but when you add them in, they do wonders to the shading, so sometimes you just have to use a bit of artistic license. I was thinking of maybe making this channel not just art related videos, but also vlogs, as I want it to be quite lifestyle oriented. So you may see some vlogs in the near future, especially as I like to film whenever I go travelling. I also just want to expand from my desk and take you guys places like cafes, libraries, all that kind of thing. Just having a nice virtual day out. I might do like day or week in the life type videos or something. We'll see. It all depends on what is most entertaining, I guess. I've also been experimenting with shorts a bit. If you haven't seen my recent one, I recommend checking it out. I will make shorts for more quick videos that aren't really worth putting into a full format. You know, I've had these Copics for a long time, so it's a miracle they've lasted this long without me having to refill them, to be honest. You can definitely tell their age by how much they've leaked over time, though I'm not sure why they do. I do store them horizontally, so I'm not sure that's the problem. But, I mean, as long as they don't destroy my desk, I'm fine with it. I was never really expecting to fall back into traditional art again, I'll be honest. The art community has definitely become more digital. But I think a lot of it is because of the AI art scares, though. I mean, my logic was if they're gonna start stealing digital art, then why not just make traditional art? They can't get a bot to do human-like paint strokes and make small imperfections like going over the lines. And that's what makes art what it is. Imperfection. I mean, art was never supposed to be monopolized for business. Throughout history, it's been a form of freedom for human expression. It's how we communicate feelings without words, similarly to music. I saw a comment recently that said music is just what feelings sound like. And oh my goodness, that resonated so deeply. Because AI could never replicate that, because it doesn't feel. It can only work based on analysing patterns of human behaviour and then regurgitating it into some cursed plagiarised mess. Humans have a soul. AI is just ones and zeros. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.